Rebranding is a common experience for most entrepreneurs. How to do it successfully is a whole nother story. That's what I discussed with Viveka Von Rosen in this episode of 8 Unedited Minutes. Topics include how to create the right mindset to rebrand yourself, how to build a support system for your transition, how to successfully market your new identity, and more golden nuggets of advice. I hope you enjoy the show. Welcome to 8 Unedited Minutes. We're talking about rebranding today with Viveka Von Rosen, a celebrated LinkedIn expert, best-selling author, and transformational speaker. She's dedicated to empowering successful entrepreneurs worldwide. With over 15 years of experience in LinkedIn marketing, she's a recognized authority in the field. As an accomplished author and international speaker, Viveka captivates audiences with her keynote addresses on transition and transformation, catalyzing individuals to find their voices and create their own transformative ventures. Viveka's core mission is to empower her clients to bring their legacy dreams to life. Thank you for being here, Viveka. I appreciate you making the time.
Thank you. I didn't realize I had so many 3-syllable words in my intro.
We got through it. It's all good.
We got through it. I'm impressed. Catalyze, transformation.
All kinds of cool words.
Yeah,
Let's talk about rebranding, though. Why is that important? I mean, that was a topic that you had picked. Why is it important to you? What's the story there?
Yeah, I just recently did a big rebrand, and I've actually been talking about branding on LinkedIn for ever, 15, 16 years. But with the rebranding, what I realized is that a lot of what we have to do comes from the inside first. There needs to be a mindset shift before we ever get to the rebranding of our websites, of our LinkedIn profiles, etc. And for me, that was letting go of who I was before as the LinkedIn expert. Not that I'm letting go of her entirely, but there's a mindset shift about releasing the stuff you don't want anymore. I mean, that part's pretty easy. But for those of us who have achieved a certain status, achieved a certain rank, achieved a certain thought leadership within our industries or our companies, the idea of letting go of that can be really, really scary. And if you step into anything in fear, it's not going to be as effective. So what I really came to know and experience for myself is, I had to make that mindset shift before ever launching into my own rebrand. It took a little longer than I was expecting it to. There was more baggage and more weight than I even realized I had. But I'm so glad I went through that, because it means I can help my people with that mindset shift that needs to happen before ever embarking on that rebrand.
Well, speak more to that when starting with yours before the team. How did you successfully create a mindset shift?
Lots of reading, lots of thinking, lots of meditating, lots of, long walks on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, I mean, there was a lot of going inside. I did a lot of journaling. I listened to, podcasts and read books, and I realized the persona I had created, that a lot of people knew me as, wasn't who I was. And that persona no longer served me. So why would I hold on to what no longer serves me? It's like, why are you wearing that big winter coat in the middle of summer? It's, I don't need that protection anymore. I don't need that weight anymore. So a lot of that became part of my mindset shift. Community is so important. I have a great mastermind group. I have great girlfriends, and hashing it out and talking it out. And the well, duh responses that I got from them also helped, because once I heard it from them, like, well, duh, of course this is who you are and what you're supposed to be doing. Well, duh, of course you're more than just the LinkedIn expert. That was like, oh, okay. So it was going within, it was also having that reflected back to me. Whatever methodologies work best for you to find your inside truth, that's what you should use. For me, like I said, it was journaling, meditating, and having those long conversations. But the freedom I felt when I finally went, okay, it's time to make the shift. It's time to rebrand. It's time to come out as something different than what I've been portraying to the world all these years, that freedom was so energizing. And I mean, one of the first things I did, right, was change my LinkedIn URL, which had been linkedin.com/in/LinkedIn expert. And it made me findable on Google as LinkedIn expert for years and years and years and years. Changing that back to my actual name was a really, really powerful moment, basically claiming my name and who I was. And that allowed me then to take that deep breath, to take that energy, and to start crafting this new brand that I have now.
So what was step one? You make the mindset shift successfully. You take care of the social media, the names, the URLs, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
What's the next step then? Once you're settled mentally, what's the next step as far as the actual rebrand goes to launch a new brand?
Yeah. And, it really depends kind of on where you want your brand first to be seen. For me, it was a logical step, even though I was letting go of LinkedIn expert, to do it on LinkedIn, because most of my business came through LinkedIn. Most of my engagement came through LinkedIn. My branding was very strong on LinkedIn. So for me, it made sense to make that shift on LinkedIn. Plus, I could do it more quickly than creating my website. So while my website took like 2 months although, oh my God, my website person is magic. But it took her about 2 months to really craft my website from zero to hero. In the meantime, she created background image for me. Great, done. I got to craft my new headline. Great, done. I got to use the new editable hyperlink to drive people to, at that point, my calendar, not my website. Good, done. Honestly, I use ChatGPT I was just filling it like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm thinking. And this is who I want to work with. And this is my ICP. This is my ideal customer profile. And this is what I think their points of pain are. And this is what I want to sound like. And these are books I like. And I just kept seasoning the pan on ChatGPT. And then I said, now write a 220 character headline. Now write a 2,600 character about section. And honestly, it came out with pretty good stuff, like really quick. It wasn't a cut paste, but it was like, it helped to formulate my thoughts, which were going into this beautiful, and then I could go, yes, more of that. No, that's not really accurate. And that allowed me then to craft basically my entire LinkedIn profile in a matter of hours, which then I could say to Diane, my webmaster, like, here's what I'm thinking. And she was then able to take that and build out my LinkedIn my website. And it's stepping stones. I get more clarity here, I add it there. I get more clarity there, I add it here. But the great thing about LinkedIn, and maybe for you, it's Facebook, or someone else, it's Instagram, or someone else, it's TikTok, right? Wherever. I like LinkedIn because you can literally, that profile page is a brand in and of itself. So for me, that made a lot of sense. But with ChatGPT and all of the great information I was feeding it, it helped me formulate the words that I needed in my rebrand. But before I could ever get to that, I had to have the mindset shift, or I would have been feeding it garbage. And it's like the old days, GIGO, right? Garbage in, garbage out. If I'd been feeding it garbage, then that's what I would have gotten back.
We've covered a lot of ground in a very short period of time, especially for us. If you're going to say someone's watching and they're going to be going through a rebrand, if you were to tell them one thing that stands out above the rest, if you just do this one thing to get started, what would you say that one thing should be?
I keep going back, you got to be true to yourself. You got, if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. If you are moving into a rebrand because you should be doing that, or you should, no. If you're moving into a job because you should be doing it no. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Garbage in, garbage out.
Awesome. Thank you. And if people want to find you online, since we're talking about rebranding here, where's the best place to find you?
Yeah. So the website is beyondthedreamboard.com. And then I just got the URL, so you can get my new book, which I also wrote while I was in the midst of my rebranding, get101book.com, or I even have a journal that I wrote because, as one does. So I actually took the journal that I created for myself, and I've now made it public, and that's getyourjournal.com. So any of those 3 places will take you to me.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Or my name, Viveka Von Rosen on LinkedIn. There we go.
There we go. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And scene.